Buried by blood, awakened by fire. A unloved, a fire endured, a destiny resurrected. From birth, Oluwatobi Ayodele carried a light. It wasn't the kind of light people noticed immediately, but the kind that made teachers pause mid-sentence, strangers smile a little longer, and neighbors whisper blessings under their breath. He was brilliant, soft-spoken, deeply thoughtful. Even as a child, his prayers had weight. His eyes held a knowing beyond his years. But light, when unprotected, attracts darkness. And for Toby, that darkness wasn't some stranger outside his home. It was his mother. Abosede Ayodele, his mother, was a woman feared by neighbors, respected in the market, and whispered about in prayer circles. She was intelligent and fierce, but behind her bold exterior was a deep bitterness, and her son became the punching bag for all her unresolved wounds. She didn't just lack affection, she rejected it. She didn't just withhold love, she punished the need for it. Toby, from the age of 5, learned to live in fear, not of monsters under the bed, but in his mother's footsteps at night. But her hatred ran deeper than mere bitterness. Unbeknownst to many, Abosede Ayodele was a member of a secret local witchcraft group, one that demanded the blood and destinies of family members in exchange for power, influence, and dark favor. Every 6 years, each member was required to make a spiritual contribution, a soul or a sacrifice to renew their standing in the coven. For some, it was a spouse, for others, a child. For Abosede, the moment she gave birth to Oluwatobi, she discovered something terrifying and tempting. The boy carried a rare and radiant star of destiny. His future was bright, his light too pure for the darkness she had pledged her life to serve. And so, her hatred wasn't just maternal neglect, it was targeted warfare. She resolved in her heart to donate her son's destiny, not just to fulfill her covenant obligation, but to elevate her to the highest rank in the coven. However, no matter how she tried, her rituals failed. Every spiritual trap returned void. Every invocation is reversed. The more she fought to break him, the more resilient he became, because God's hand was upon him. Years earlier, when Oluwatobi's father caught a mysterious black bird perching on Abosede's sleeping body, his eyes were opened. He had seen the sign of witchcraft and confronted her. Within days he was gone, silenced forever. She had delivered him to the group as her prior sacrifice, using his death to protect their secret. His silence was the price of her power. From that day, her obsession with Oluwatobi's light only grew, not to protect it, but to extinguish it. She never hugged him, never kissed his forehead, never asked if he was okay, but her presence was always felt in her curses, her slaps, and her cold commands. Denied him food. More times than he could count, she would prepare dinner and eat it alone, locking the pot in the cupboard. If he asked, she would scoff. Eat your intelligence. Didn't they say you're the best in your class? Hessian, he rained curses on him like rain in Harmattan. You, this cursed child, you are my punishment from God. I should have left you in the gutter when I had the chance. You'll amount to nothing, you hear me? Nothing. Shamori beat him with sticks, belts, wires, even her bare hands. Sometimes because the water bucket wasn't full enough, sometimes because he looked like his father, sometimes for nothing at all. She prevented him from reading, but insisted he do all the chores. She would wake him in the middle of the night, not to pray, but to look for missing items, sweep floors, or rearrange furniture. She would stop him from playing with peers and instead force him to hawk bottled drinks under the sun. At the slightest error, she would block him from eating, ban him from resting, and condemn him to silence. Most nights he would fall asleep in class, his only refuge from the endless torment. Eventually, even his academics began to suffer. Your spirit is stubborn. Let the darkness deal with you. Neighbors heard his cries. Some pitied him. Some prayed for him. None intervened. And yet all the suffering shaped him into something stronger. At school, he smiled. He made jokes. He won prizes. But inside, he was broken, starving not just for food, but for affection. He once hugged a teacher and whispered, "Can I come home with you?" He wanted to be loved so badly that he pretended his mother was different when he spoke about her. "She's just tired. She loves me in her own way. She's been through a lot." But he knew something wasn't right. By age 12, his dreams began changing. He would see himself on stage, preaching, teaching, and building empires. But just before each dream ended, a woman's hand, withered and bony, would offer him food. He would eat it and wake up to chaos. To be gripped by the crawling sensation of cobwebs that feels like a flood of invisible thread all over his body. Paired exam answers would vanish from memory. Confidence would crumble. Strange tiredness would fall on him. Doors would close before they even opened. At first, he blamed himself. Then he blamed bad luck. Then he stopped dreaming altogether. Despite his mother's efforts, Oluwatobi endured. Even in lack, hunger, and sorrow, he pressed forward. From age 5, he knew nothing but hardship, and yet he became a tenacious sprinter. Though only an average student, he brought home medals through sports and track competitions. Eventually, he was awarded a full undergraduate scholarship as the top athlete in his county, supported by the college board. Oluwatobi joined the Christian Fellowship on campus, where he learned to pray, fast, and read the Word of God. He became fervent and committed, and even joined the evangelism group. However, his mother, Abosid, bitter and unmoved, offered no support towards his education. But friends, strangers, and the small stipend from the scholarship helped him pull through school. Still, she had not given up. She did not want him dead. She wanted his glory. After graduation, the witchcraft group demanded her 6-year offer. This time it wasn't for her promotion. It was mandatory, and the glory of her son's life had become brighter than ever. They wanted it. She wanted it. But heaven had another plan. One night the vision was clearer than ever before. He stood in a forest on fire, but the flames did not consume him. The sky above was split open like a scroll. The ground pulsed with the sound of war drums. And there, standing beneath a tree with roots dripping in blood, was his mother, wearing red cloth and a black waistband, but stained with blood. She said by 4 other witches. Her face was calm, even smiling. She raised her hand and said, "It is time. Come home." He jolted awake, drenched in sweat, heart pounding like thunder. That morning his phone rang. Her voice. "Come home." No emotion, no explanation, just the summons. Oluwatobi had just ended a fast and sat down to eat at a clean, quiet restaurant. Just before he touched his food, an old man with gray hair approached, his voice shaking. "Please, a bite of food." Moved by compassion, Oluwatobi offered the meal he had ordered. After eating, the old man looked at him with divine intensity and said, "I was sent to you. Your kindness has saved you. Do not return to your mother. Cut every tie. They want your light and the time has come. If you must help her, do so from a distance, never return. Her group wants your destiny. She belongs to darkness. Do not go," she made a vow. "Your light threatens her darkness. If you return, she will finish what she started. Cut the cord. Cut the soul tie. God has been waiting." Toby's lips trembled. "Who are you?" But the man just left quietly. The next day, Abbasid called. Cold. commanding, urgent. Come home, soonest, no excuse. I won't be able to come now, I'm busy right now, Oluwatobi muttered. Then prepare for war, his mother replied. That night, war came. 3 black bats slammed into his windows, screeching his name. Atalog, thick and coiled, hissed under his bed. A Mena fan spun violently, then stopped. An air was thick with death. He didn't scream. He fought, killed the birds and reptiles physically, fought with prayers, with scripture, with desperation, and by dawn he had made his decision. He ran. But Oluwatobi obeyed the word of the stranger. He relocated to a new state, changed his phone numbers, cut every tie to the woman who birthed him but never mothered him. He grieved, not her death, but the death of hope that she'd ever love him. And God met him there. Electri a job within weeks. Married a gentle, spirit-filled woman within 2 years. Started a tech business that exploded within 5. He started a small, pure water factory with 2 machines and 2 staff in a tiled, blue-painted room. The business grew. He met a gentle, beautiful woman, married her, and had a precious baby girl. Explotanger lived under fear. But most importantly, the dream stopped. No more food, no more sabotage, no more cobwebs. He served the Lord Jehovah all his days. Oluwatobi tells his story not to shame her, but to set others free. She gave me life, but God gave me purpose. She tried to break me, but God let the fire shape me. She denied me love, but now I have many. Sometimes the person who wounded you the most was assigned to your downfall, but what they didn't know was God can use fire for resurrection. Reflections. Oluwatobi's journey is a painful yet powerful reminder that some of life's deepest wounds come from those who should have protected us, family, especially parents. When a mother becomes the source of torment instead of nurturing, the soul suffers a unique kind of trauma. Yet, even in that valley of abandonment, betrayal, and abuse, God does not turn away. He sees, He knows, and He heals. The story of Oluwatobi echoes with a truth many silently carry. Rejection doesn't always come from strangers. It sometimes comes from blood. But even when parents fail, God steps in as a father to the fatherless and a defender of the rejected. Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. Psalm 27:10. God is not distant in your suffering. He hears the cries no one else hears, and He responds with redemption. What others meant for evil, be it through curses, emotional cruelty, or spiritual manipulation, God can turn for good. Oluwatobi's fire was not sent to destroy him, but to purify and shape him for a higher calling. As Job declared, "When He has tested me, I will come forth as gold." Job 23:10. The fire refined Oluwatobi's faith, exposed his enemies, and revealed a greater destiny waiting on the other side of obedience and separation. Despite the bondage he was born into, Oluwatobi's story proves that curses do not have the final say. The cross of Christ breaks every chain. Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, having become a curse for us. Galatians 3:13. Oluwatobi walked away from his past, and when he did, the chains began to fall. His dreams were restored, his future ignited, and his soul finally free. Now his life stands as a testimony that we are not what happened to us. We are who God says we are. His pain became his pulpit, his scars became his story, and his healing became a weapon of deliverance for others. They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. Revelation 12:11. Oluwatobi is no longer just a survivor. He is a vessel unto honor, prepared and proven through fire. 2 Timothy 2:20-21. For anyone who has been mistreated, unloved, or spiritually sabotaged by those closest to you, remember this. You were buried by blood, but you can be awakened by fire. The fire does not come to reveal consumerism, and if you let God father you, mold you, and lead you, your future will no longer be defined by pain, but by purpose. You are not cursed, you are called, and your best days begin the moment you believe the way, truth, and life, Jesus Christ. If this story inspired you, please don't keep it to yourself. Kindly subscribe, like, press the notification button, and share it with someone who needs a reminder of what truly matters.